Hello, and welcome to EcoGreen Industries. My name is Aaron, and today I'll be showing how to install a top-end rebuild kit for your CMEP-OL recovery pump. The first thing we want to do is disconnect our machine from its power source. We also want to make sure that it's disconnected from the inlet and outlet port. The tools needed will be a Phillips screwdriver, a 19mm open-ended wrench, a 5mm and a 3mm Allen key, Loctite, a razor blade, or a pick, alcohol cleaning solution, and a rag. The parts that will need replacing is the cylinder gaskets, cylinder ring, and the outer cylinder seal. The case seals will not be needed in this application. Now that everything is disconnected, we will start by taking out the case screws with the Phillips screwdriver. Remove the case, and with our 19mm open-ended wrench, we will disconnect the compression fittings that are connected to the heads. Now with our 5mm Allen key, we will disconnect the 4 Allen bolts holding on the cylinder head. Now we will do the same to the other side. By grabbing the cylinder and moving it back and forth, it should slide right off. Now that we have access to the piston and the piston ring, we will use our 3mm Allen key and remove the head of the piston. At this point, we can take all of our parts, the cylinder, cylinder head, piston, and piston head, and clean them thoroughly using an alcohol solution. Once these parts are clean, we can start putting the machine back together and installing our ring and seals. Before we put our cylinder back on, we can take off the white gasket on the end of the cylinder. By using a razor blade or pick, we can pop this out and put our new one in. The ring will be installed by putting it between both parts of the piston head. Now apply Loctite to the screw and tighten with our 3mm Allen key. Apply 2 or 3 green gaskets on the cylinder. To form the ring, we will take the cylinder and rotate it around the ring. By turning the fan, you can position the piston to be completely extended. And by doing this, you can check to see if you will need another green gasket to be used as a spacer, so the piston does not hit the cylinder head. Attach the cylinder head with the 4 Allen bolts, and this side is done. Now do the same procedure on the other side, and when you're done, go ahead and put the tubing back on by retightening all of the compression fittings that we disconnected in the beginning. Before we put the case back on, we want to do a pressure and leak test. By plugging in our machine to its electrical source, turning it on, and closing the outlet port valve. This will allow it to build up pressure. Once our machine hits 350 psi, the machine will shut itself off. Once the machine is off, go ahead and turn the power to the machine off as well. By hooking up a hose from the inlet port to the outlet port and opening up the outlet valve, we can stabilize pressure inside of the compressor. You will see the pressure gauges drop, and we recommend them not dropping any less than 100 psi. While the machine is pressurized, we can take soapy water or soap and a sponge and check for leaks. Once there are no leaks, we can put the case back on and run the machine. Thank you for your time. If there are any questions, feel free to give us a call at 530-378-4443.